Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to take a few minutes. I have been reflecting over the last, couple of weeks, as we all tend to do in the beginning of a new year, the end of one year, and just think about reflecting back. I feel like it's good, it's healthy to reflect back and see what all you have done, not only just in the previous 12 month calendar year, but even back before that. What worked well, what did not work so well, what life event happened that threw a wrench in your plans, what goals did you start out with? Did you start out with any goals? Did you accomplish those goals? Did you get pretty far towards those goals, but you didn't quite reach them? Did you far surpass those goals? And then once you've reflected, think about the other direction towards the future. What going forward from here do I want to carry forward that worked well and keep going, take it along with us? Or what did not work so well that I want to drop? Or what goals do I want to set that are new? And how do I go about achieving that? What does that look like? So I'm curious, before we get into anything that we have to do with me and my family, I would love for you to join in on this conversation. Now is the time for you to drop down in the comments down below. I want to hear all the good things. I love positive thinking, positivity, happy news, reasons to rejoice. I want you to flood the comments with everything that is good, that happened good in your life over the last 12 months or however far back you want to take it. Drop the goodness so we can all rejoice with you and be happy with you, because that's what we're here for and that's what I love. It's what feeds my heart and my soul. And also, disclaimer, this video is in no way, shape, or form at all intended to sound like I'm bragging on myself, because there is nothing to brag about. I will just tell you that right now. Nothing to brag about here. Or to make you feel inadequate or inferior because maybe you're not doing these things that we are doing. I want to tell you that these things that I am doing now, I sat down and I made a list of the things that we have accomplished, that we are doing. They are habits, we are doing them well, because I need that for myself, because I think we all do as human beings tend to think negatively sometimes. We have that seed of doubt of, am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? Could I be doing more? And it helps and it is healthy. And if that is you, I highly encourage you to sit down with a piece of paper and make a list of everything that you've accomplished. And you will be surprised at how big that list is. Even the teeniest, tiniest thing. I made my bed every day for a week. Write it on the list so that you can see what you are doing and what you are accomplishing. I'm going to share these things with you, not in the intent to brag, but in the intent to, maybe there's something on this list that you might think, I never thought about that. I might could do that. And you might want to implement that into your daily routine or your weekly routine or in your life in some small way. If it can help you, then I want to share it with you to try to help make your life as easy as I can possibly help to make it. So I sat down and I looked back, and this is not just 2024. I did go back a little bit further. I went back a couple of years, really, maybe even as far as like having this channel. So last 2 to 3 years since we've lived in this house, for sure. And think about the things that we have started doing, that we've kept doing, that are now habits that we are implementing. These things have saved us money, saved me time, have brought more peace into the house. And so let's think about these things. What have we gotten done? We redid our laundry room. I did a video on that. If you want to go onto my DIY playlist, you can see what we did. I just feel more peaceful when I'm in there doing the laundry. Before, the laundry room was chaos. I hated it. I hated being in there. So now I love my laundry room. I don't like doing laundry, but I don't mind being in that room. We got that done. And that also adds value to our home should we need to sell our home in the future. It's a nice laundry room now. We also DIY redid our kitchen table and chairs. I think I have a video on that as well in the DIY playlists. I really like the way it turned out. I love it. Instead of buying a new one, we just refurbished the one that we already had. My coffee bar, I don't know if there is a video on that or not, but it was a very old chest of drawers. It's very small. It's not a tall one. It's like very, very short. That was, I'm the 5th generation to have it. So I stripped all the paint off. There was like 3 or 4 layers of paint, and I was gonna stain it, but I decided not to. Sealed it, redid it, and now it is my coffee bar in my dining room, and I love that. We have learned to make our own laundry detergent with a recipe that I finally found that actually cleans our clothes. That has been a huge money saver because laundry detergent, as you know, is not cheap, and we go through the laundry detergent. The same with dishwasher tablets. There is video on both of those, the laundry and the dishwasher detergent. Those have saved us lots of money, and those are just in our routine now. Fabric softener, we learned how to do that. There's a video on that. Bleach alternative. I learned how to make something that does the same thing that bleach does, but not having to buy bleach, so I don't buy bleach anymore. Fabric refreshers, think Febreze. Making my own, stuff like that, to spray on couches and things. I haven't used as much of it now that we have new furniture because Willow is not allowed on the new furniture, so I haven't had to use it as much, but I don't buy that anymore. I also learned how to make reusable ice packs for things like injuries or just to put in the cooler when we go in the summer when we have to go buy groceries. I don't have to buy those expensive ones. I can make my own out of the vacuum seal bags, and I think there is a video on that as well. We make our own seasoning mixes. In fact, I need to go make taco seasoning here pretty quickly because we are out, and Jason broke my jar by accident. So we got to make that. We learned how to make our own flavored coffee creamers, which I don't do all the time. It's just a luxury thing, or if we're going to have like a bunch of people over, then I might make up some flavored one, or I might make up a flavored one to give as a gift. Flavored butter is the same thing, like strawberry butter, cinnamon honey butter, garlic butter. I don't go to the store and buy a tub of garlic butter to have with French bread for dinner. I just make our own. It's so easy. It is so good. And my friend Leah loves it. She will eat it with a spoon. I don't know how she does that, but she does. We've learned to make our own sugar scrubs. So that has been fun. Oat milk bath to soak in. So like if you have dry, itchy skin, or if you have a rash, or your kid has chicken pox, that's easy to do. It's also great for when you burn yourself. I will get a spoon of it and put it in like a little short jar with some water and dissolve it and stick my burn. Like if I burn myself on like a skillet, I will stick wherever I burned it down in it and just hold it for a few minutes, and the burn it heals so quickly, and it quits burning and it quits hurting. So that's mainly what I use the oat milk bath for. I just within the last like month or so, learned to make beef tallow body butter by rendering down my own suet and making my own purified beef tallow. That has been a game changer, and I'm so excited about that. We make our own yogurt instead of buying it in the Instant Pot. There is a video on that as well. That is such a money saver because it costs a gallon of milk $3 and something. Usually it's what, $3.12 for a gallon of milk at Costco, and you get basically a gallon of yogurt. You cannot buy a gallon of yogurt for $3. So that has been really good. Making our own toilet bombs to clean the toilet with. The same with the mopping solution. I'm sure you've seen my mopping video out there. Super controversial, who knew? But since that video has come out, I don't use the Tide Pods anymore. So I don't buy the liquid, I don't buy the Tide. Instead, the laundry detergent that I've started making, and we start using that, I just use a tablespoon of that, which is mainly baking soda and OxyClean and that kind of stuff. So it's better for our health, it's better for the floor. And I've just replaced the Tide Pod that was in that video with the tablespoon of laundry detergent that I make. So, also the beef tallow, I didn't mention it, and sneak heads up, this video coming soon. I learned with the beef tallow that I rendered down to make my very own like Vapo rub with the beef tallow. So that's fun. So that's coming soon. We also made a chicken coop. I built a chicken coop, guys. Me and my dad and Jason and the kids, and Mom helped with moral support. She was looking things up and buying things on Amazon, and we were out there just, you saw there's videos on that also. So now we have chickens, which means we have farm fresh eggs. I was looking over all of my grocery stuff and the receipts for 2024, and the price of eggs in last January, a year ago from now, was 20 something dollars for 7 dozen. Well, I buy a 50-pound bag of feed for $15, $17. I think it's $17. And that lasts for weeks, like 2.5 to 3 weeks. And I get more eggs than that now in the winter. I can only imagine how many eggs we're going to get come spring and summer. I don't have to buy eggs anymore. So yes, I have to buy the feed, but it's not as much money going towards their feed as it was going to eggs from the grocery store, and it's a much better egg. And then also we built a clothesline. You saw that. So right now I'm not using it because it's snow. We just had a snowstorm and it's been super rainy and stormy. So it's kind of hard for clothes to dry outside when it's wet. So we've got the clothes dryer, but in the spring and the summer when it's hot and it's breezy, the clothes can go out there and save us electricity inside. I also made a compost bin this year, or at least I got one started. It's small. It's not going to be a lot of compost, but it's a start. We also grew a tiny garden in a kiddie pool, a blue plastic kiddie pool. We had oregano and basil, and I tried sage. That failed. We had okra growing. That did okay. We tried tomatoes in 2 flower pots. That didn't go well. We had lavender growing. I can't remember. So the basil took off. The oregano did okay. The sage died. The okra did pretty well. It was just one plant though. So we're going to do more. The tomatoes did not do well at all. So we're going to, that's coming up in the goals. But we tried it. We started it and we tried it. We have gone to all cloth napkins. So I don't buy paper napkins anymore, which means I'm not buying. That's less money going to a store to buy napkins. And that's less going in the trash, filling up more trash bags, which means I'm not buying as many trash bags. And then this year we saved, while I was going through this, all of this, we ended up saving 44% on our groceries this year for 2024. So it was a lot of work. Was it worth it? Yes, because if I didn't do the work, we would not eat, because I have to shop that way or we will not eat. So I'm tired of shopping that way. I will continue to shop that way, but I'm tired of having so much on my grocery list to buy at the store. I want to get more of that here at home. You haven't seen it, so I just learned to make sandwich bread. I took a little quick course from the homesteading family. I think that's what it's called. A little free course on how to read your dough instead of following an exact measurement on a recipe. And I found a recipe for sandwich bread and I tried it, and it has been a game changer. And I went through and figured up how much it costs, the cost for each measurement of each ingredient. And it costs anywhere between $1.21 and $1.01, depending on how much flour it ends up using, because it's going to be a different amount every time. For one recipe, and one recipe does two small loaves of bread. So basically one loaf of bread, $1.20 at most. And you cannot buy bread. Even the bread that I've been buying at Sam's is $2 a loaf. It's like $1.98 a loaf for that Sara Lee bread. And this bread is so much better. So I'm excited to show you guys that. That's also a video coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. So that is a lot, okay? When I set out with this channel, and when we moved to this house from a 0 lot line, you have to understand, before we lived here, we lived in a 0 lot house. No yard, no backyard. I mean, it was just enough for a patio, really. And it was 1,250 square feet. Not a lot I could do with that, but I did what I could. So when we moved here, now you've seen my backyard, and we have an upstairs. We have a schoolroom now, whereas we did not before. I can do more. So as I get more, I should do more. So I've been trying, and it's like a little bit at a time. You know, I'm a stay-at-home mom, but that does not mean that I sit around all day doing nothing just because I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have things to do. We homeschool, so I have a lot going on with that, making sure the kids get their schooling done, as well as other things. So I can only choose one little project here and there. And then once I master that one and get it implemented into our routine, then I can grab another little project and figure that out and master it and get it into our routine, and so on and so forth. Or if we have like the laundry room, I wanted to redo that. Once I build up enough little bit of money to go buy the supplies and we carve out a weekend, then I can knock that project out. It's not like I have this huge list and I need to get it all done like right now, and I need to be doing all of these things right now. A little bit at a time. It's like the saying, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So that's what we're doing. So looking forward, okay, this is the time of year that people want to make resolutions, and that's fine. But for me and our family, we don't call them resolutions. We don't call them really even goals, because I feel like it just sets us up to fail. Because I feel like if I set a standard or a goal or resolution and something happens and it doesn't work out the way I thought it would, or maybe that's just not a good fit for our family, or some life event happens that's beyond our control and we don't meet that goal or that standard, then we feel like we failed. And maybe we did fail, but maybe we didn't fail. It's just the way it worked out, or it wasn't a good fit. So I don't like setting myself up for a standard and I feel like I have to hold myself to that, and what happens and it's the end all be all if that doesn't happen in this year. And I don't like that. I feel like I get way more done and way more accomplished if I just make a list of things that I would really like to learn this, or I would like to add this to the routine, or I would like to do this DIY project around the house, and just kind of have an ongoing list. And as that gets done, move it over to the done list and maybe add some more things to the list, whether that gets done this calendar year or next year. It doesn't really matter to me. It just, I need to have a momentum of constantly going forward. So thinking that way, what I would like to do is move those things over that worked well that I just listed: the laundry detergent, the dishwasher tablets, the seasoning mixes, the yogurts, tallow, the tallow balm, all the mopping, the sandwich bread I just learned how to make, all these things that are already in our routine. The chickens are laying eggs, and go ahead and just keep doing them. We're not going to take them off the routine, just keep doing them. But then here's a small list of some things that I sat down and jotted down of things that I would like to do as well, to kind of add to it, or to implement, or to learn. Some of these things are going to take a lot of learning, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. And that's why I don't want to set myself to a standard. It's just we're just going to go with it. And I'm just going to have to learn as I go. One of those things, then the biggest one, I would say, it's probably the biggest one, is a garden this year. Now, I do not have a green thumb at all. It is not something that comes naturally to me. It is not something that I'm just super passionate about. It's not something that even has interested me in my life. But I am constantly looking for ways to be able to be more self-reliant and self-sustained for feeding our family than having to rely on the grocery stores that more and more, we don't know what's in our food or what has been sprayed on our food. But what else do I have? I don't have anything in my backyard that I can go out there and grab. So I would like to have a bigger garden. So I have been spending a lot of time researching, doing my book homework, because I can't get out there in the dirt right now. Doing my book homework, taking courses online, learning the tips, learning the tricks, lots of YouTube videos I've been watching. And so hopefully this spring I started a teeny tiny compost bin, and we can take what I've been learning book-wise and go put it to work. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I have to learn like the concept of something and then go do it. And that's how I learn, whether it's learning how to make sandwich bread, whether it's learning how to build a chicken coop or a clothesline. I have to figure out how it's done, and then I have to go actually physically do it with my hands and make the mistakes as I go before I understand how everything works. So this garden is going to be a big undertaking for me. I'm going to take you guys along, and if you have tips and tricks, please let me know, because like I said, any information, that's how I'm going to learn. Also, along with that is going to be learning how to compost more, create more compost, or different ways to compost. I would also really like to learn canning. I've kind of dabbled a little bit in water bath canning, but I'm about to go and buy a pressure canner so that I can start pressure canning things, because you cannot water bath can everything, and that is also something that I'm going to have to learn by doing. My parents do it all the time. They're very well versed in it. I will probably be calling them constantly saying, what do I do? How do I do this? But that's okay. We're going to learn, because at least I know what goes in that jar, and it's not some preservative or chemical that I can't control. And I know that it's things that my family will eat, and I can put it up and we have it so that if something happens in a crisis, we've got it. Also, with the beef tallow that I learned to render down and make the body balm, I would also really like to learn how to turn that into soap bars for us, so we can start making our own soap and shampoo bars. And so that's one less thing I have to buy at the store as well. I'd also like to start learning how to make homemade tortillas and make those from scratch and freeze them instead of buying tortillas at the store. As far as the house itself, I have a few projects. I would really like to hang new curtains in the kitchen and in the dining room. One of the curtain rods got pulled out of the wall. I'm not sure that it got hung correctly to begin with. And somebody, it was either the dog or one of the kids, grabbed hold of the curtains and the whole thing came out of the wall. So I'd really like to get curtains back up there. And in the dining room, the curtain rod is like crooked. I would like to take that down, redo it, and then maybe put a curtain on my back door. There is a glare that comes in every afternoon that blinds me. I would like a curtain there. I would also like to replace the light fixtures in the dining room and above the kitchen table. I hate them. I've always hated them. They're probably original to this house. They look dirty, even though they're not. I clean them, but they look dirty. I don't like them. I don't like their style. I would just like to replace those. Also, as far as groceries, this year we saved 44%. This coming up year in 2025, I would like to make it my goal to save 55%. So up it just a little bit and see if I can meet that goal. And then as far as YouTube goes, you guys have been so awesome. And I appreciate you all so much watching my videos when you could be doing anything else, literally, or watching anything else, but you chose to watch me. Over the course of 2024, I gained 2,165 subscribers, which is so cool. And I love you guys. And thank you so much for subscribing and for following me and being on this journey with me. And I hope and I pray that I give something back to you of some value somewhere. But having said that, did you know that 98.4% of my viewers are not subscribed to this channel? Just find it interesting. If you're watching, why not just go ahead and subscribe? It doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. It helps me out. And then that way also you don't miss any content. So if you're already watching, you might not want to miss something coming up, like this bread recipe that I'm about to do, or the homemade vapor rub that I'm about to do, or any of this gardening stuff that's coming up this year. So if you don't want to miss any of that, go ahead and subscribe and then turn on the notification bell so that when I post a video, or if I should go live, then it will notify you and you won't miss anything. And then it helps me out too. So my goal for this year, I would really, really like to hit, I'm just a few away from 14,000 right now subscribers. At the time of filming this, I would really, really like to hit 20,000 by the end of 2025. So if you guys would just, all of you who are not subscribed, if you would just go click it right now, that would help me tremendously. So like I said, small goals, big list of things that I've already accomplished. This stuff I've already accomplished. And this is what I'd like to add to. So what would you add? Comment down below. What have you already accomplished? And what are some of your goals that you would like to start implementing or start learning or start adding into your routine? It could be something like I make my bed every day. It could be something like I'm going to go through my closet and clear out things that I don't use. It could be I would like to run a marathon. It could be I want to go on vacation with my family. It could be anything. What is something that you would like to see happen in 2025? Let's all encourage each other. Let's all root for each other and cheer each other on. And don't forget to leave me something positive. I look forward to reading your comments. Thank you so much for watching our channel and being a part of our family. We love you all so much, and we will see you in the next video. Love you.